They say fame and money can change a person. Sometimes handling the adjustment of going from humble beginnings to rapid fame and wealth in a short time period is challenging, even when you've accomplished everything you wanted in life and making it in your respective profession. Basketball players are no exception to this. Oftentimes you see the money, power, and ego get to the players to where they start becoming reckless and put their careers on the line. Being a superstar and in the limelight isn't always as easy as one might think, especially when you're a young, up-and-coming superstar in the NBA. Ja Morant, a player who wasn't heavily recruited coming out of high school, thought to be too small, not built for the NBA, unranked going into college, went to a mid-major university at Murray State, and then broke out into a legitimate NBA prospect in his sophomore season. So much so to the point where the 2019 draft, it was being viewed as the top 2 draft class, heavy with Zion and Ja as the 2 generational prospects, and then there was everyone else in the draft. Landing Zion or Ja worthy prizes in that draft class, and the Memphis Grizzlies were fortunate enough, despite not having one of the worst records in the NBA that season, move all the way up to 2nd in the draft to land Morant. Or were they fortunate enough to land Ja Morant? If you're new to the channel and you enjoy this type of content, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Always helps out a ton to help the channel grow. Really appreciate all the love and support since starting the channel a few months back. And I always do appreciate feedback in the comments to see what types of topics you guys would like to see covered in future videos. Also, a big shout out to Mint Mobile for partnering with me on this video, but more on that in a little bit. Now, I want to say from the outset, because I know a lot of people have been hypercritical of Ja Morant and his recent behavior. The rumors and stories around his alleged involvement in beating up a 17-year-old, the rumors around him and his crew intimidating members of the Pacers staff by allegedly shining a laser at them through their car, which was believed to be a gun. And then, of course, we all saw the Instagram live post of him with a gun at a nightclub. Like, I think we can all agree, not the best decision making, not with him being a public figure, a celebrity in the spotlight. But I'm going to reserve judgment on his actions because, first of all, some of the reports are alleged reports. And second, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes and all the struggles a player is going through mentally. I'm not excusing the behavior, but there are always 2 sides to a story. Now, since Ja posted that IG live video, he has not returned to action on the court. Ja did release a statement that he was going to take some time away from the team and work on himself to better cope with stress. I mean, to me, it really seemed like this was just a message crafted by the Grizzlies PR team, and I wasn't quite sure if this is how Ja truly felt and was simply making the statement to satisfy the Grizzlies and the league. Like, I fully expected Ja to just miss a couple games, say that he was sorry, and just continue on with his life. But then, you had the report come out that Ja Morant has entered a counseling program in Florida and will be away from the team indefinitely. Now, it hasn't been said yet, at least at the time of this recording anyway, what that counseling program is for, whether it be for mental health treatment, addiction of some kind, we don't know. But as much as some might say Ja is being unserious about his career with everything that is going on and what he's doing, no, the dude is actually taking this seriously. Whatever he has going on in his life, recognizing that things could get out of control if he doesn't change things and ruin his career that he worked so hard to get, a career that is still so young and so much ahead of him, recognizing this and stepping away from the game, risking the fact that he may not make an All-NBA team, which would mean Ja is going to miss out on $30 million as a bonus incentive to his contract as a result of it. It means he's potentially risking his team from contending for a championship if he's not on the roster, although I never really viewed the Grizzlies to be a true title contender, but a lot of people have. And it also just means he's missing out on the game that he loves to play, a game that has been a part of his life since early childhood. It may not seem like it because, hey, Ja is still getting paid, he's on a max contract or will be on a max contract starting next year as one of the highest players in the NBA, especially for his age, but he's actually sacrificing a lot to step away from the game of basketball in season and seeking counseling. Now, we don't know how long he's going to be out, but there is belief that Ja is going to be away for an extended period of time and potentially for the rest of the season. NBA insider Mark Spears on the Hoop Collective podcast stated, "There's things I'm hearing that I'd rather not say in this podcast. My guess now is that he doesn't play for the rest of the season." Ja Morant missing the rest of the season likely means the Grizzlies are going to see a first-round exit, a second-round exit at best. Ja Morant, a player the Grizzlies just signed to a maximum 5-year, $190 million contract extension to, which doesn't even kick in until next season, out for the rest of the season. Speaking of money, I don't know about you guys, but every time I go to the store or the gas pump, I feel like I'm just throwing more and more money out the window with how expensive everything has gotten, and I'm always looking for ways for where I can cut down my spending on essential items so I can help support my growing family with 2 young children. So when Mint Mobile reached out to me about an opportunity to partner with them and save some money on my cell phone bill, I was all ears. I'll admit I was a little skeptical at first, because how is it that they can offer such cheap rates relative to their competitors and still maintain a great service? Well, I tried it out, loved the service, made the switch, and now I can actually use that saved money to pay for the insanely inflated prices on gas and groceries. So if you're looking to save money, who isn't these days? Here's something you can do right now. Switch to Mint Mobile, who I'm partnering with for today's video. You might already know Mint Mobile if you've seen those funny ads from Ryan Reynolds, who's actually also an owner.
Hey there, it's Ryan Reynolds, owner of Mint Mobile. Enticing, right?
But let me quickly tell you how awesome their service is. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 a month, and you don't have to sacrifice any coverage, speed, or data. They're built on the nation's largest 5G network. They keep their costs low because they sell directly to you online. They cut out the retail stores and salespeople. Why should you pay more than you have to for access to the same network? Switching to Mint Mobile is super easy thanks to their digital eSIM cards. You can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. No more standing around and waiting in line at big wireless stores. You can keep your current device and your phone number and easily switch services, and if your phone isn't eSIM compatible, Mint will ship you a new SIM card free of charge. All Mint Mobile plans include unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus lightning fast 5G and free mobile hotspot. Mint will also show you how much data you can use each month and recommend plans that save you money. Mint also offers a modern family plan that lets you set up a super affordable family rate with as little as 2 lines. Use my link in the description to get premium wireless starting at $15 a month. Stop paying more than you need to on your wireless bill and start saving big, and thanks again to our partners over at Mint Mobile. But with that said, let's get back into the video. Now for Ja Morant, some people are wondering, what does this mean? Not just for the rest of the season, but for his career at large. Is he going to get the requisite help needed? Is this going to have an impact on his overall play and performance going forward? So far, it really hasn't impacted his game when he's on the court. Dude has been killing it, having one of his best seasons, although his efficiency has dropped slightly. 27 points per game, 6 rebounds, and a little over 8 assists, was on pace to be a surefire All-NBA player, likely a first-team All-NBAer. The man is just so talented with his insane athleticism, quick first step, and his ability to slash and finish at the rim. So crafty with his ball handling and maneuvering through traffic. I was able to see Ja Morant live when the Bulls played the Grizzlies last season, and he literally had the crowd, the United Center crowd in Chicago, oohing and awing from some of his moves that he was pulling off. And he's only 23. Hasn't even entered his prime yet. You're talking about a future face of the NBA, or at least one of the faces of the league. The NBA is just filled with so much talent these days. It's hard to really stick out one player to be that sole face of the league, but a superstar in the NBA. The face of the franchise for the Memphis Grizzlies, a small market team that ever since joining the NBA as an expansion franchise in Vancouver, Canada, having only made it to the conference finals once in its near 28-year history. It was thought that he was going to be the guy to put them over the top into title contention and eventually winning the franchise their first title. And now, it seems a bit more uncertain, as there are clearly issues going on behind the scenes that aren't being revealed publicly. You don't enter counseling over some minor incidents. Clearly Ja, his camp, and the team felt that this was serious enough for him to seek counseling and to take time away from the game. Their franchise player and biggest cash cow in terms of selling tickets felt that this was serious enough to be made a priority and risk not making a run in the playoffs, prioritizing the health and safety of their player over basketball. Now, I've seen some on Twitter, which NBA Twitter and the takes that people leave should always be taken with a grain of salt, but I've seen some people say, well, the Grizzlies should just trade Ja before his behavior gets more out of hand. Trade him while his value is still high and get a toxic player off your roster while you can, and free up all that cap space you have guaranteed to him for the next 5 seasons after this one. But come on now, Ja is untouchable. The Grizzlies are not moving him. This has been their biggest investment, their first true superstar they've had in their franchise history, and the fact that they're willing and able to let Ja take all the time he needs away from the game to work on himself, even if it means for the rest of the season, says a lot about how important Ja is to this organization. And as I've said before, this also says a lot about Ja and his maturity in taking this matter seriously. You're talking about an NBA career, millions of dollars at stake over the course of his career. And for what? To show that he's hard? Flashing a gun like that's supposed to make him tough, especially flashing a gun after all of the accusations that have come out, your reputation already at stake? You've already made it in this league. You have all the money to never have to worry about money ever again. You have the career that so many people would dream to have. Don't throw that all away just to try to prove something that you're not. Let me know in the comments what you guys think though. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.